I'm in South Gloucestershire today. I'm on my way to an interview, well, 2 interviews for the channel. And I've just parked up in my van. I've got here a little early. So I've parked up, had a cup of tea, and I thought, oh, I'll do a bit of reading whilst I was waiting. Then I observed something and I thought, you know, I'm going to go for a little stroll, because I noticed there was a public footpath and I've got my walking boots with me. So I thought, I know, this is a bit like the old days when I used to do these walks and talks exploring the landscape, and I thought maybe it would be quite fun just to take you with me on a stroll across some of this farmland. Here we go, look, public footpath up here. I've been, oh, and what was intriguing me is that there's a funny looking castle tower up ahead, and I think that's the motivation to go along and explore. And there is this rather lovely dry stone wall all along here, which clearly leads up to it, so I'm intrigued. Anyway, whilst I do that, I thought it would be interesting to talk to you, I suppose, about esoteric things, because as you know, I'm interested in the spiritual side of things as well. This whole situation that we have in the world at the moment with the WEF, the WHO, and the people who are behind them, the bankers, the Crown estate, the fact that the royalty are not what they seem, all of this. Isn't this a beautiful field? It's just been, obviously, it's just been ploughed by a tractor. And then I started to think, well, who are we? Who are we really? Look at this, an oak tree that has been planted here. It's great to see the countryside springing, well, I was going to say springing into life. It's slowly now, as we're in autumn, going to be shutting down, of course, for the winter, and we'll see spring happening next year. But yes, who are we? Who are we really? And this is a question I suppose a lot of people ask. In recent times, I've been talking about the fictional character, the fiction that is created when you're born. You have your birth certificate, your parents inform the registrar, and depending on who you talk to or who you listen to, there's nuances about the birth trust, the trust that you are either a trustee of or an administrator of, or the beneficiary. I'm coming to the conclusion that you are the trustee, but you, hence is why you're having to pay all the blooming bills in life, but you could be the beneficiary. I know somebody who is absolutely adamant that you are the administrator, but I'm not sure that that is true. I'm approaching this tower. Actually, it looks like there is a raised bit, like a motte, a defensive tower up ahead. Let's have a little look. It'll take a few moments to get there. But then I had an interview with a gentleman, and you may have seen that fairly recently, in which he compared the legal system and the spiritual system, which has also got me thinking a lot. In the legal system, I suppose, or the legal versus lawful, there's you, a real life man, living, breathing, flesh and blood, and then there's the fictional version that is in the dead entity world of the corporations. It's, you know, you're not the thing that's on a piece of paper, it's just a name in capitalization, but you are here. This is me. This is how I actually identify myself, as a living, breathing man, not as a bit of text on a bit of paper looking out from a page up. Of course that's not me. And in the spiritual world, we think of ourselves as a spirit or a soul, and you're inhabiting a body of flesh and blood. And so that's kind of the same duality, isn't it? You've got the spirit, which is the real thing, and then the flesh and blood, which is a sort of an overcoat, this physical body. And it's interesting how both the legal and lawful system have that duality, and spirit and man. Now I'm about to go under a pylon with electricity. I can hear it crackling. There may be some interference, I'm not sure. But I'm going to walk up to this tower and see. So bear with me if there is any interference. Not quite sure what this is. I shall have to look this up on the map when I get back. I don't know if you can hear this crackling. I tell you what, that is actually quite scary going through those pylons. That is actually quite scary. Anyway, and yet we are, of course, made up of electricity. Everything is vibration, we're told. Now, I don't know if I can just climb up here. I'm going to climb up here anyway. There's no sign saying you can't. Admittedly, there's no actual footpath up here, but I don't suppose that many people go. So, let's see. Let's clamber up, see what there is. Oh, here we go. Just beyond the hedges is a tower which I want to reach. So, who are we really? And does it matter? Now, the other thing I wanted to add to this is that people are very interested in getting out of the matrix. The matrix being this, I don't know, Vatican system that was set up something like in the 12th century, possibly earlier, I'm not sure. And the idea of this legal fiction that you are something on paper, that you have to pay certain bills, that there's this trust and all of that. But if at the end of the day we are but spiritual beings, then anything beyond that is man-made and not part of us anyway, not part of the spirituality of us. So do we need to worry about that other than just saying, you know, the name on the birth certificate, all of that? I mean, if in effect, you know, we are unnamed spiritual beings enjoying a physical experience in a body of flesh and blood. Here's the tower. It's like a folly. Or maybe it is a folly. I wonder if it actually serves a purpose. It is like a sentinel. Interesting that it's built below this little circular hillock that I'm on. And I'm just looking to see if there's any entrance to it, but it doesn't seem to have an entrance at all. So I guess I'll have to climb down and see what we see. So, yeah, so that's the thing. I'm just wondering, some people have tried desperately to get out of the matrix and be free and be sovereign. But surely just claiming that you are sovereign and understanding that you are a sovereign being, or sovereign, there's no entrance. It's most peculiar. I wonder if there's anybody walled up in this at all. There it is. So, and the purpose of it, I can't see. Well, there is a house. You won't see this on this camera, but behind those bushes and trees, there is a house there. I wonder if it was built to give the impression there's a castle. But why would you not? Why would you not have a door? It is a mystery. And I suppose it's a fitting end for my monologue this morning, that this is all a mystery that we live in, and it's an experience that we're having. But somehow we need to grasp it, take control of it, and not let others mess up our lives. Of course, I shall be exploring more and more of this in the further monologues and the awakening that I'm going through and the journey that I'm on. And so do stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, this strange thing is a mystery in and of itself. Thanks for watching.